Good morning, everybody. We're back. Hey, sometimes when you're cooking breakfast and trying to get this, you're working with things that you normally wouldn't work with. For instance, today we've got ham. Why do we have ham? Because I had ham for Easter. And didn't really have to do much. Slather some, a little mixture, my favorite mixture of brown sugar, Dijon mustard, and a little pineapple juice, and make a nice little paste. Paste it all over the ham and bake it off. It's been my tradition for now going on 35 years. So with that said, what we've got today is, in the interest of time, I didn't think you guys would want to watch me grate a sweet potato for 3 minutes. So this great sweet potato, we've got a skillet, so we're doing sweet potato hash browns. We've got a medley of vegetables, including peppers, onions, our ever-present greens, and the humble broccoli stem. We're going to slice this up thin and cook it off. How many times do people just throw that away when they buy a stem of broccoli or just buy florets? Tons of nutrition, tons of flavor. You just got to cut it thin because it's the skin that's fibrous. So if we cut this really thin this way, we will have a nice tender meal, and we'll get plenty of nutrition out of this and don't have to throw it in the trash. So yeah, it does look like a giant cigar, but there you go. I've also got some goat cheese because what I want to do today is do a ham and cheese scramble on the eggs. We're going to do it quickly to go with our hash browns and our vegetables. So without any further, and I hate that, I'm tired of hearing the word "ado," and I'm going to tell you why right now as we're heating up. Because for the last year we've been shooting online classes, and we always get it set up, and I have a moderator, so I've got people watching just like you guys are, and ready to ask questions. They got the recipe packets, they got all their food laid out because we've sent them all the information in advance, and we have a moderator and plus a camera person. So the moderator says, hey guys, do this, do that, do these, the other things, how we're going to make this happen. The moderator's great, I have wonderful people. But they always say, and now without any further ado, here's Chef Dan. I'm like, I am so tired of hearing that word. Give me a new word. How about, without any further muss and fuss? Is like that better? No muss, no fuss.
There we go.
Yeah, so we're going to change that over. And hopefully we're going to keep doing our online classes as well as our in-person classes too. Thank goodness that Denver's back. But this last year, one thing we do know for sure, like Mr. Jerry Garcia said, what a long, strange trip it's been. So, let's get our hash browns cooking. We're just going to get those in. Always with sweet potatoes, I'm a more medium heat because they do have a high sugar content and they will burn much easier than regular hash brown potatoes. Next week, we're going to make authentic hash brown potatoes, something that I know a lot of people struggle with. So we end up buying them pre-prepped, frozen, nasty, processed food. So we'll show you how to do, if I remember, how to do really nice, simple, beautiful hash brown potatoes. Who doesn't like hash brown potatoes? Nate, do you like hash brown potatoes? See, even Nate likes it. Nate doesn't like anything except what? Sushi, mussels, gluten-free pasta. Right, good. Okay.
You like gluten-free?
Anyway, those are going.
I like regular pasta.
You like gluten-free pasta? You don't like it gluten-free pasta anymore?
Yeah, I only like.
I thought that was on your training table. We're going to make Nate eat broccoli stems today. You like broccoli stems? Good. Because that's what you're getting whether you like it or not.
I've never had one.
Well, you like broccoli?
Yeah.
It tastes like broccoli.
Okay.
So we were working on a knife skills class last night at the school. And this claw that you always see me use, which I take for granted, this holding, it's this. And I tell you, I don't know what it is. I would say easily 35% of the people that come into the knife skills class cannot make their hand do that consistently. Just grip it. Just grip it. Just grip it. I'm like, just grip it. And the hand goes like this, or their fingers. I know some people have hand issues and things like that. Certainly mileage, I've got some arthritis too. But it's always here. It's always, always, always here. And once you get this grip down, your knife skills get much more safe, consistent, and efficient, which is what knife skills are all about. Safety, consistency, efficiency. So work on this and be over the top, not on the side. Be over the top, grip with the nails, Keep the fingers tall. This is what people tend to grip like this. And those fingers get tight and nasty. I always say, if I can see your knuckles turning white, you're doing it wrong. Let your fingers be nice and long, so go from here to here without raising up your shoulder to get it even higher. This is the basics of knife skills, and we emphasize it all the time. Everybody should have knife skills. It's just one of those fundamentals of cooking that you have to have. It's really hard to get away from it. So, 2 veggies. We're going to crank up our veggie pan here. There we go. Nice and high heat. And then to make this easier, what I'm going to do is cut it in half. Now I can lay it flat. You can peel it if you want, but again, there's nutrition's packed in the skin and right under the skin. So as long as you're cutting that super thin, you're going to get it to cook in the same amount of time as the peppers and onions, even though it's a denser vegetable. And if you can't really hold 2 at the same time, just do 1. But cut it thin so it cooks quick. If you don't want to cut it this thin, or you want to use thicker pieces, what you need to do is peel that skin. So what you can do is take a regular old peeler, which I can never find. There we go. And literally you can just peel that skin off. And that's the fibrous part. The inside flesh is tender and delicious. It's the skin that's tough. So again, 2 options. Peel it or cut it super thin. But if I take this chunk, I can literally cut this into more cubes and serve it in a whole different format. And then compost, of course. So don't waste so much food. I mean, the stem on it, the core on cauliflower is delicious. The bottom ends of asparagus we've talked about before. A lot of food waste that we don't even think about because we're so programmed. We're really just trying to say, it's good for you. And you paid for it. So cook it and eat it. It's not that complicated. Anyway, this is actually a honey-baked ham that I've just diced up earlier on. I'm going to be making Brunswick Stew this Friday, which is basically a classic American stew. It's usually chicken and ham, but I've just got ham, so I'm going to use that. I've got a ham bone in there. And it's a little bit of tomato base. It's a real basic stew, but the real interesting flavor with Brunswick Stew is barbecue sauce. So I'm not going to show my wife's going to like it. I'm going to make it anyway. Drum roll, please. Drum roll. Oh, there we go. It was all about the drum roll, Nate. So you can see what I mean. Now we're in the band, we've got some dark stuff on there, but I'm going to turn that down now. And just let that come together. And now we're basically doing stir fry. So I want to get this pan as hot as I can. My protein's fully cooked today, so I'm not worried about doing that. All I need to do is heat that ham up. And so while that pan's getting a little hotter, we are going to crack some eggs. You know that old joke, if you're going to make an omelet, you got to crack some eggs? You ever heard that one, Nate? Okay, you did. Today's your first, so you heard that for the first time. If you're going to make an omelet, you're going to have to break some eggs. How about this one? If you got lemons, make lemonade. You know that one? Okay, good.
The guy made a joke.
Yeah.
We watched it on a meme.
Say it louder so they can hear you.
We did it on memes.
You did lemonade on a meme?
Yeah.
Cool.
So there was this guy, he was pouring cereal into a bowl, but what came out was lemonade. And he was like, you know what that means? Life gives you lemon, make lemonade.
That's right.
And then we started making a meme. It was if life gives you lemon, sue lemonade. That's what my brother did.
There you go. So you heard it here first, everybody. And if you got oranges, make mimosas.
Yes.
There you go.
I say make orange juice.
And if you got limes, make margaritas.
There we go.
There we go. How did the lemon get such a bad name? A bad car is a lemon.
Yep,
I love
true.
lemons. I got preserved lemons. I got lemon juice. I got fresh lemons. I mean, I use this stuff all the time. These preserved lemons. You can buy these usually at almost any natural food store or specialty food store. There's like lemon concentrate. They're amazing flavor. I think we need to come up with a new name for bad cars. How about doo-doo heads or something
There
like
you go.
that? Instead of lemon, don't give the lemon such a bad name. That sourness is what makes life go around. Acidity being one of the most important ingredients you can put in your food. That's why we love vinegar. That's why we love lemon juice. You go to a Mexican restaurant, what's on the plate? Vegetable lime. Why? You squeeze over your food, bring up all the other flavors. So we're going to launch a campaign to elevate the term lemon to something extremely positive instead of extremely negative. Those are done off the side, super low heat, just keep them warm. They get fully cooked much faster than regular potatoes. And there's our medley. So while that's finishing up, I've got some fresh basil that I just want to use up. So I'm going to put that in with the eggs. Cut those nice and thin. Again, the claw. How much basil? That's all I have. That's how much I have left over from another class, so that's how much I'm using. So if you want to measure, go ahead, but you don't have to. I'm just using the amount of basil that I still had on hand from doing a previous class. And then of course my goat cheese, and again, I don't like cheese graters for cheese, I like it for potatoes. So I just prefer to use my knife and get that diced up nice and small.
I like goat cheese.
I do too. Do you like the chef type? Do you like the white goat cheese that comes in the logs too?
I don't know what that is.
Hey, at
No,
least
that's
you're
the one you like. That's
You
the one
know
we use
what?
at home.
You do like it, see, but I appreciate your honesty because I hate when people, when they don't know, try to make up an answer. You just like, well, I don't know. That's a good answer. In the cooking world, especially in the professional world, I don't know, but I'll find out is a good answer. I don't know is always something that you can deal with, but, oh, don't worry, I can do it, even though you don't know, and then you end up making a disaster. And then you get yelled at by the chef, and you're looking for a new job. It's never any good.
My dad mostly tells me to be honest, so I'm always honest.
Good. That will serve you well. I've been known to be brutally honest. It's like, Dan, you're honest to a fault. You could have been a little less blunt about that. I don't know. I thought I was doing the right thing. You can see we're getting a little caramelization on the vegetables. That's totally fine. I'm going to like that. I just want this to cook a little bit longer to get that broccoli stem tender, but the peppers and onions are already coming along. And what I'll do is I'm going to use this pan for my eggs. So because of that, I'm making a little bit of room over here to hold everything hot. Now, and it's starting to get tender. So if you're not sure, just take a piece out and bite it. A little bit crunchy, or just a little bit, right? Good.
I think I've had one of those.
Tasty though, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Have I had one of those?
Well, we're not going to use that butter, and we're not going to use those potatoes either. Now you know why they invented the broom for people like me. So I just want to heat the ham up a little bit first. And my greens. We're going to cook the greens right into the eggs today. Just do a little different. Thank you, Nate. Look at that, you're hired. Pay raise. And what I'm going to do is hit this with a little salt, a little Cholula, because it's my favorite spicy hot sauce. If you like it hotter, You can certainly use Tabasco, Sriracha, whatever you like. I'm just a Cholula guy. It makes me happy. It's kind of a variation on a classic New York favorite, Joe's Special, from Original Joe's Restaurant in San Francisco from the 70s and 80s. And everything's going to happen fast because just want to get those greens wilted. That's what makes them enjoyable with the rest of the food. If they're still raw, you're eating a salad. If they're cooked to death, they get overly mushy. They start to lose some of their natural flavor and texture. So I'm just looking to get them wilted, not cook it. Come on, everybody's waiting. There we go. Wilted. Here we go. All right. Eggs. Now last week we did a frittata, so we actually baked this in the oven. This time we're just doing a scramble, so it's a lot faster. I do like the texture of a frittata. In particular, I love the way that eggs set, but this is obviously a much quicker process. And as always, we're just, as I like to say, taking the shine off the egg. That's my indicator that it's done. That cheese is going to keep the eggs nice and moist, as well as the butter. There, that shine's just disappearing. And we are good to go. So, portions. We'll start with it by doing the first bit equally. And I know Nate's got a pretty good sized appetite, but he's still, I'm only 11. You're 11?
No, I'm going to be 11 this
You're going to be 11. God, you had me fooled.
At September, I'm going to be 11.
Get our rainbow vegetables. Look at, Nate said, when I said rainbow vegetables. Now that was a smart kid. Knows who's buttering his bread, that's for sure. And then, of course, our nice crispy.
I like
Turn up the good side. There, there's the good side.
I really like the potatoes.
Yeah, nothing like sweet potato hash browns, and that's my mess right there. Okay, we are done. We are ready to eat. Everybody, hope you had good spring break, good Easter. We'll be back next Tuesday for more fun and games, unless life gets in the way, which, as we know, as we learned a year ago, can happen. So, remember Dan's motto for the last year? What a long, strange trip it's been. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. We'll see you guys next week.